I think it's about time we have a sit down and talk about acne. I feel like I haven't talked about my acne journey for such a long time now, and you girlies deserve an updated review, everything on how I'm managing my acne situation, especially now that I've turned 30. Let's talk about it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dani. I post videos here on YouTube both Tuesdays and Sundays, all things beauty with a little bit of travel, because who does not love collecting a stamp? I know I do. So if you're new here, please don't forget to hit subscribe. So if you've been following me for a while or you're new here, let me give you a quick rundown of my acne background. So I actually didn't start getting acne until I was about 21 years old. So I went through all of my teenage years, no acne. And to be honest, by the time I got to 20, I was like, yes, look at me. I never had acne. Yeah. And to be honest, I kind of grew up thinking that acne was something for teenagers. And you know what it's like? The marketing of acne was very like teenage boys. And usually with like Caucasian skin with very red spots on their faces. So when I started to get acne around the age of 21, I didn't even understand that I had acne because I'd never seen acne that looked like mine because, like I said, I'd only really seen pictures of acne on Caucasian skin. We don't really see a lot of marketing of skincare, especially back then, that with pictures that had people that looked like me, that had acne that looked like me. And this is something that's really a big issue in the medical industry. Anyway, with skin pathologies. Moving on, myself, I did break out with acne, but like I said, I didn't even realize I had acne. I just thought, oh, you know what, it's my hormones. I'm getting a couple of spots here and there. It's no big deal. So I did what everyone does. I went to the department stores. I went to my local pharmacies and I was buying everything. All it took was me to see one video here on YouTube in particular about how something changed someone's life, changed their skin forever. Sold. I was sold. To the point where, guys, I got myself into debt trying to cure my acne because I was just so at a loss, trying everything, seeing what would work for me, desperate trying to clear my skin because you know what it's like. It really impacts your mental health, your self-esteem. And I became someone that was so reliant on makeup. I would not leave the house without makeup. So fun story, I actually haven't lived at home since I was 18. I left home for university. I've never moved home since then. And I'll never forget one Christmas I went home. And this was actually after I'd started acne treatment. And my mom was like, I had no idea you even had acne because she'd never seen me not without makeup. From the moment I'd left home and when I'd go back for Christmas and holidays and things like that, I would wake up, have my shower, do my makeup, and then head downstairs to hang out with everyone. So not even my family knew I had acne. It was something I felt so ashamed about that I kind of had to hide from. And also, like I said, I didn't even realize it was acne. I just thought I was getting breakouts that were leaving dark marks. I had no idea that this was literally a skin condition. Anyway, we fast forward to the point where maybe around 24, 25 years old. And I was like, right, this is getting really bad. I've tried absolutely everything. I don't know what else I can possibly do. You know, what's going on here? And I spoke to one of my friends who at the time, I knew she had acne. Again, another black girl. She had more severe acne than what I had. So I'd look at her and be like, oh, you have acne. That's why you're going to the doctor because you have breakouts on your face, on your chest, on your back, on your legs. She had breakouts everywhere. Whereas for me, I just had a few spots on my face every now and then. So I didn't really qualify it to be acne. Anyway, she explained to me what going to her doctor looked like and how they offered different types of treatment for it. And I remember she'd mentioned to me that she was given a lotion to start with. And I was like, oh, maybe this could work for me then because she's only applying the lotion in the areas where she has the breakouts. So honestly, to this day now, I'm so grateful I had that conversation with her because I think it possibly would have taken until going more on social media to understand this actually was acne. Went to see my GP. My GP was like, wow, like, yeah, you have acne. And I just broke down crying because I didn't even understand what was happening. I was like, what? I just thought I had like hormonal breakouts. Like, no, like this is acne. Please, like, stop buying everything. I'm so happy I had such a nice GP for this conversation as well that really broke it down to me because I know for a lot of people that I speak with now, they have really difficult conversations getting through with their GPs about things like this. So I'm very grateful for that conversation going the way that it did. He basically prescribed me epiduo, which I absolutely loved. I used epiduo for, I want to say just over a year, and I got to a really great place with my skin where my breakouts had stopped. But the next issue was dealing with my dark marks. And this is kind of where I personally feel that, especially in the UK, healthcare is not great when it comes to things like this because the way that skincare is kind of handled, of course, you go to what's causing it first. Same with everything in healthcare. What's the cause? And then what's the aftermath after? So the cause was the breakouts, the acne. Let's deal with that and then we'll work on the dark marks after. So I went back to my doctor and I was like, my skin's great, you know, I've got no breakouts anymore. But the biggest issue for me more so than breakouts, is what's left on my skin after. I still feel like I'm reliant on makeup because my skin tone isn't even. I have so many dark marks. Like, what can we do about that? And he was like, I can refer you to a dermatologist. I was like, okay, perfect. Like, let's see how that goes. And I went to see this NHS dermatologist who, to be honest, wasn't great. I'll be completely honest with you, because all they wanted to offer me was Accutane or isotretinoin, depending on where you are in the world, which is a oral medication, which is amazing for breakouts if you still have active acne. But like I said, I wasn't really suffering with active acne at this point. I had residual dark marks. And I was like doing my research, getting second opinions, and by now I was working in the beauty industry, so I could ask more people what they thought about it. And everyone I spoke to was like, but it doesn't make sense for you to take this because this would be preventing more breakouts. But from what you're saying is the lotion, the epiduo, is already doing that. You're preventing your breakouts. So how is that going to help with the dark marks? And I was like, you know what, you're right. This is not, 2 and 2 are not going together here. Do you know what I mean? It's not making sense. So this for me was a time when I stepped out, I saved my money, I stopped buying products, and I went to see a private dermatologist. And this when I first started using Tretinoin, and it absolutely changed my life. I cannot put into words how much Tretinoin changed my life. It is one of the most incredible ingredients I've ever used in skincare. If you don't know, it's a strong form of retinol, which helps to resurface the skin. It's great for acne, amazing for hyperpigmentation, and just for general anti-aging, resurfacing of the skin. So there's a lot of different uses why dermatologists prescribe it to people. In the UK, it's prescription only. It's a very, very strong ingredient, and you do need the assistance of a medical professional to kind of guide you through how to use it. There's a big learning curve that comes with it, kind of getting used to it, how your skin kind of reacts. So it took a while for me to get used to it. But I used Tretinoin for, I want to say maybe 7 or 8 years consistently. And throughout that time, I did increase my prescription strength. And honestly, I have zero regrets. My skin was so, so happy. And then it got to, I want to say maybe 2 years ago. And I was like, do I still need this? I was doing a lot of work, working with loads of different brands, trying different products. And this for me was one of the most beautiful things, because now that skincare content is my job, I get to test a lot of products. But when I was using Tretinoin, it kind of hindered what I could try. And I was so caught with the idea that, oh, I have to keep using this. Like, this is my medication. Like, without using this, my skin's going to go crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had the 2 and 2 together in my mind that my skin is only good when I use Tretinoin. And it took me taking a break from it to realize that actually that's not the truth at all. So I haven't used Tretinoin for over a year now. I'm super happy with how my skin is. I'm not getting crazy breakouts. Have I had acne breakouts between now and then? Yes, I have. And the main reason I haven't gone back to using Tretinoin is because of the horrible purge when you start using it again. Will I use it again in my life? Absolutely, 1000%. But I feel like right now I've kind of found ways that I can prevent my skin from breaking out and keep my acne at bay. And one of the big things I found for me with keeping my acne at bay without using Tretinoin or retinols and things like that is hydration. I feel like understanding your skin hydration level is so underrated. Every single time I go a little bit too crazy and I'm cleansing my skin a bit too stringently and I'm using too many products, that is when my skin breaks out. If I'm not using nourishing enough products, that is what causes my skin to flare, along with, of course, stress. Stress. And actually now with the gift of hindsight, I've realized that for me, my biggest trigger for my acne is stress. When my skin started to get really bad, I was a post-grad. That's when my life got really stressful. I was trying to get a full-time job. All these things that happen as part of our life cycle. That's where I started to see my skin go really crazy when I was in one of my most stressful times of my life. So if you are someone that's kind of suffering with acne, trying to understand what's going on, I really think that having a bit of an outside view on your life and understanding what's going on could also really help you understand what's going on with your skin. So yes, that's kind of like my current and my acne history. And like I said, the things that I've really been focusing on at home is, of course, make sure my skin is super hydrated. I'm not over cleansing my skin. I can't believe that over cleansing is one of my skin triggers. I never would have imagined this, because you think traditionally, oh, acne is like oil on the skin. So if you cleanse your skin really well, then you won't break out. And then there's me coming along like, actually, if I strip my skin too much, it causes me to break out. Barrier repair. If you want to see more information around like skin barrier and all that kind of stuff, I'm more than happy to film a video on it, but making sure my skin barrier is super happy, because again, when my skin barrier isn't happy, I also break out. Like I said, stress management is super important, and then also going for facials. I really feel like because obviously facials have a price tag attached to them, it's kind of seen as something that's a bit more of a luxurious thing to do, which it definitely is. But having an esthetician or a dermatologist look at your skin and see what's going on is invaluable. It's absolutely invaluable. Having a professional that knows what they're looking at, going over your skin and seeing what's going on can be so, so impactful, to the point that I went to esthetician school. I'm now a qualified esthetician because I want to be able to also look at my skin and see what's going on and also help to prevent those breakouts. So yes, that is a very quick rundown of my acne history, what I'm using for my acne, what I'm not doing for my acne right now. Will I get acne breakouts in the future? Of course I will, because one thing about acne, it's a chronic skin condition. It's never cured, it's always managed. So I always try to keep that state of mind, and I think that was one of the biggest shifts I had to come across as well. Before, I was always looking for the cure, and now I understand it's all about management. So if you are someone going through that, please try and understand that shift, because it's going to also give you a lot more peace of mind, understanding that this is just something that's a part of you, a beautiful part of you that you'll be working with for the rest of your life. If you have any acne questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below. I would love to do a bit more content around this, helping you guys, especially as someone that's like not an 18-year-old boy. I really feel like acne is really marketed as something that's, you know, for teenagers, when quite frankly, a lot of us go through it a little bit later in life. So please feel free to leave those questions down below. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you in my next upload. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.